All right, hey Algebra 1. This is the Unit 6 test review. I'm going to be doing page 1 in this first part. And remember, there's three different videos showing each page. So there'll be, when you go to Edpuzzle, there should be 3 videos listed there for you guys to look at each page individually. That makes it easier to find it. Now, for you guys in my class, they're doing this review. Remember, usually I tell you this is not homework and you don't have to turn it in. However, I want you guys to make sure you complete this. So this is homework and it's got to be turned in Friday. Okay, and this is going to be worth more than a usual homework assignment because this is larger. It's like 3 pages. So this is going to be 10 points instead of 5. Okay, so I'll start with number 1. So now in the first problem, before I even read this, I need to recognize what it's asking me because some of us, we might have trouble reading this. We got to figure out the key words, what's important. Okay, so right away, I notice this, it's in bold. It says substitution. Okay, and remember when we said when we do substitution, we're going to plug in. We're going to plug in the equation. So now, I'm going to be taking this equation and plugging it into the other. Well, let's go ahead and read it and see what's going on. So Frank wanted to solve this system by substitution. Again, there's the key word. But Asani wanted to solve it by graphing. Show both of them that it does not matter how you solve the system. Okay, so basically what they're saying is that we're going to solve this 3 different ways. So if you look down scroll down your paper, there's part A, you're going to use substitution. Part B, we're going to graph 2 equations. And then part C, we're going to use, or sorry, not part C, but part D, we're going to use equal values method. We're going to put 2 equations together and solve it. And remember, we're using the same equations, so we should get the same answer each time. So let's go back to letter A. Okay, so we're going to take these 2 equations and solve it. Remember, substitution, we're looking for the equation that has y equals or x equals by itself. The first one does. So that's the one you're going to plug in. If it has y equals or x equals by itself, in other words, the variable is isolated, it's by itself, I'm going to take this side of the equation and I'm going to plug it into the other. So it's going to be plugged in for y. It's equal to y, so I will plug it in for y. If this was x, I would plug it in for x, okay? But it's y. So I'm going to rewrite it over here. Okay, so now we've got x plus 2, and I'm plugging it into y, so now I'm going to take 2x minus 2, plug it into y, and remember, don't write y here, okay, because we're replacing it, we're substituting it, okay, so you don't need y, we're replacing it with this expression of 2x minus 2, okay, equals 16. Okay, now we're just going to solve the equation, but we got to do one step at a time. First, let's distribute. Remember, if you see parentheses, we always distribute. Okay. Rewrite the x. 2 times 2x, 4x. 2 times negative 2, positive times a negative is still negative. Negative 4 equals 16. Okay, now I've got 3 terms on this left side. So if I have 3 terms, I'm going to combine terms. Combine the ones that are like each other. Okay, so on this side, I have 2 terms that are like each other, the 1x, because remember that's a 1, and 4x, because they both have x. So I can't combine 4x and negative 4, or 1x and negative 4, because this doesn't have an x. Okay, so now 1x plus 4x, 5x, and then just bring down the rest. And again, I want x to be by itself, so I need to get rid of this 4, because it's hanging on. I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it to both sides. Cancel that out. Okay. Now bring down the 5x. 16 plus 4 is 20. And then you always start by adding and subtracting, and then we always end with divide. So now we divide. We're going to get rid of the 5 by dividing the 5 on both sides. Cancels out. X equals 4. So you're like, man, that was a lot of work. Like, I'm done, I'm good to go. But remember, we're solving a system. A system means that we're looking for a coordinate, a point. Okay, an x and a y. And we've only found x so far. Okay, so we found the first part, x, 4, but now we need to still find the y. So in order to find y, we just need to plug this 4 back into one of the equations. Now you can plug it into either one, but I'm going to plug it into the one that's already set equal to y so that I don't have to like subtract or add to change the equation. Okay? So take the y equals 2x minus 2. This x is equal, sorry, the 4 is equal to x, so I just plug it in there. So now it's 2 times 4. Okay, 2 times 4 is 8, minus 2 is 6. So there's our y. And remember, don't just leave it like this. We want to bring the solution together to show that it's an actual point on a plane. Okay, it's a coordinate. Okay, so now our y is 6, and that's the answer we want to see. Okay, so now moving on to letter B. Okay, so again, in the first one, we did substitution. Now we're going to take these two equations and graph them. Okay, so let's rewrite the equations first. So y equals 2x minus 2, and the other is x plus 2y equals 16. Okay, so let's start with the first equation. We want to graph it, so we'll call this equation 1. Okay, remember the slope here is 2, and the starting point, the y-intercept is negative 2. Okay, so we're going to start at negative 2. So I go down to 2. The slope is 2, so I'm going to go up 2, and then over 1, up 2, over 1. And again, the slope, you could put that over 1, and then you see why we go over 1. Okay, so up 2 over 1, and we just keep going. Okay, and then go back down the other way. Remember, we want to continue the pattern. So now go down the other way, we go down 2 and then left 1. Down 2 left, down 2 left, down 2 left 1. And then you want to complete the line with a ruler. Make sure you make a nice straight line. Put arrows on the end to show that it's continuous, that it keeps on going forever. Okay? And again, make it straight, because we need to figure out where these two lines are going to cross. And if your lines aren't straight, it might put you in the wrong point. Okay, so make sure you make nice straight lines. And that's why we also do as many points as possible, because then once we plot the points, we'll be able to see it before we even line up the lines. Okay? Now, we have a problem with the second equation. It's not in this y equals mx plus b form. So in order to graph it, we have to change this. Okay, we need y by itself. So to change that, just like we did in the last notes with graphing inequalities, we're going to take away the x from this side, okay, to get it over here. Now remember, I can't do 16 minus 1x, because they're not like terms. I can't combine them. Okay, so now we just bring down the 2, y, and then the x always goes first, so we have negative 1x. Okay, then the 16, plus 16. And then to get rid of this 2, in order for it to be just y equals, we divide it. And remember, divide all the terms, all of them. Divide 2, divide 2. Y equals negative 1 over 2. Okay? Because remember, I can't divide 2. I can't divide 2 into 1, so I'm just going to leave it as a fraction. Okay? Now, 16 divided 2 plus 8. And there's my second equation to graph. So now I can graph it, because it's in our y equals mx plus b form, or slope-intercept form. Okay? So now again, we start at 8. We always start at the second number to the right. So that's positive 8, so I'm going to go up here to 8. And I'm going to do the other line in red. So that's 4. There's another 4, so 8. And now this is negative 1 over 2. And remember, the number on the top tells us the rise, whether we go up or whether we go down. And since it's negative, we're going down. So we go down 1, and then this tells us the run, or how far we go over to the right. We go over 2. And let's continue the pattern. Down 1, over 2. And right there you can see there's our point. So before I even keep going, I'm just going to go ahead and write the answer. I'm going to finish the line, but I can go ahead and write my answer now. So this is 4 and 6. So that's the answer. But let's continue and make the line, because we got to complete the graph. down 1, write 2, down 1, write 2, down 1, write 2, and then go back up the other way, go up 1 and left 2, up 1, left 2. And then complete your line with by connecting all the dots. Okay, and that's your point. Circle it. And then it asks you over here, what is the point of intersection of the two lines? Well, that's what we just found, the point where they cross. Okay, so that's where we'll write 4-6. Okay, and you gotta think, did I get that in the first problem? Did I get that in letter A? And that is what we got. So we know that we're on the right track. If I got a different answer here than I did in the first one, I did something wrong. Okay? So it should be the same answer every time I go through each one of these. Okay? Because we're doing the same problem 3 different ways.